Happy Friday, everyone. It's Diane, Lucky Gardenia, Dashboard Confessional. And yes, it is me looking like something that the dog drug into the house. I just wanted to catch you up on some happenings in my life, and it's too early for the haircut chronicles, but this is jump out of bed and have to go run an errand that you don't want to do, kind of put together. I did just outfit of the day, camo pants, black tee, long tee. It's been kind of chilly. My green turquoise with James Avery, and to top it off I had a red wool coat that it was a treasure I found that was from, I think, the Gap. And then I have on red Converse. Anyway, this will be very short because this is not plugged into a battery. I don't know if you can get the essence that Elvis is in the building. I almost forgot that. I'm a little off kilter, just to lay out the lay of the land right here. But I just had some things that I thought I'd go on and share. I am going to get my hair cut early next week because my hairdresser is going to be out of town. So I was going to wait till then, but I thought, you know, this is on my mind. I'm just going to roll with it, even though I usually try to look better than this, but hopefully you can bear with me. This is like 4 hours of sleep. Just to catch you up on what's been going on. It was probably almost a week ago, in a couple hours, I was running an errand, and it was like 4-ish, and I was over in Carrollton, Texas. And in Texas, Fridays, heavy duty traffic. I wasn't in a hurry. In fact, you know, I'm just sitting at the light. It was like a 3 regular lanes and a turn lane, so, you know, 4 lanes on each side. Light turns green. It was a school zone, so I'm going slow, and I'm on the furthest right, and all I hear is this noise, and I feel like I have run over something on the ground. It was like, what fell out of the sky is really what went through my head. And come to find out, there was someone going the opposite direction that was making a left-hand turn, did not have the protected arrow, did not have the legal right-of-way, and she just thought, gee, those people don't look like they're starting to go on their green, so I'm just going to go for it, across 4 lanes of road. Well, that's what I hit. And come to find out, she had 2 babies in the back seat. One was in a car seat. I don't even think the other one was restrained in any type of, you know, she was young, she was crying, she was very upset. I'm just still in a blur, right? Her car is just a dent on a door panel, I think is what it was. My whole front end was gone. The bumper was underneath. Passenger door can barely be opened. Headlight hanging up. Poor Tinny. Tinny is, I think I've told y'all that cars are not how I define myself. So, you know, I bought it years ago. I paid for it. It was running okay. Only had like 118,000 miles on it over like 14 years. And I was just gonna let it ride itself out, and thought I had many. Now, it wasn't the most beautiful car, I will say, and I wasn't gonna rock anybody's ride by asking them to ride with me someplace, but anyway, you know, it's just, I can't remember the last accident I was in. I think somebody came I can't remember, it was the other person's fault. But it was a bumper, you know, it wasn't anything big, it was fixable. Anyway, we called the police. Of course, I'm standing there and I need to get to a ladies' room. I need to go to the bathroom. And it's like, where, you know, I didn't want her to run off. She has 2 crying babies in the car. 5 o'clock traffic. I think the first call I made was to my insurance company. I think the first call I made, or texts, were to my daughters, because I'm like, who in the heck is going to help me get home? Because this car is not going home, and I couldn't have the car towed to the parking lot at my apartments. They would have hauled it off. The accident wasn't my fault. The girl admitted what she had done. And we were all, you know, no hot tempers, no yelling, no anything. Just exchange of information. Policeman took the report. He waited until the tow truck came. You know, he did ask me, do you have a ride home? And Robin had to come over to Carrollton from Fort Worth. She had to leave work. Which, thank you, Robin. And I mean, there was things I needed to do that day. I had prescriptions to pick up and groceries, and you just don't realize how essential your car is. And when you're a singleton, and you live by yourself. And anyway, to rev this up, Robin came and picked me up. My car got hauled off. I have State Farm, and this is the moral to the story. Well, there's a couple morals to the story. Nobody was hurt. No other cars were involved other than she and I. The babies weren't hurt. We both walked away from the accident. That's the good news. Of course, she drove away. Come to find out, I have State Farm, and they've been nothing but helpful, calming, informational. They're on it. They are on it, on top of everything. You know, it was very long to get a rental car. Who knew that rental cars were in demand? I had no idea. I have not heard about the car shortage because of some chip that can't come from, I guess, Japan or China. I'm thinking, you know, it's either going to take a really long time to fix this vehicle, because I've been that route before 30 years ago, or it's going to be totaled. And that means I'm going to have to get a car, which I had not planned to do. Best laid plans of mice and men, they say. So initially I was going to file through her insurance because it was her fault. Until I got there after our service, and it's a no-name insurance company that covers 4 states. I think they're based out of Illinois. Were not helpful. Said that maybe I'd hear from an appraiser in a week or 2. Rent-a-car was like not even a topic to be discussed. So I you know, was left with the decision over the weekend, you know, who are you going to pursue it through? If I go through on my insurance, you know, I had rental car insurance, insurance to cover my car. I have a deductible that once they pursue the other company that I will get back, we'll have to pay something on the rental car, but anyway, those are minimal compared to buying a new car, and which are in short supply. It's not like you can go into a lot and there's all kinds of, you know, all the varieties that you're probably used to getting. I mean, the last time I bought a car was in 2007, guys. So I had to wait till yesterday to get a car. I wanted the smallest, crummiest car they had, and because of the shortage, I just had to take what they got. I am driving. This is a brand new, I think that there was under I need to speed this up. It was under 12 to 15 miles on the vehicle. It had to be driven in from Decatur, Texas. It's a VW Passat, and the guy had to teach me all about the new vehicle, where the lights are, how to open the gas tank, how you do keyless car, the whole shebang. I'm sure he thought he was working with his grandma. But nothing's worse than getting off the car lot and not knowing where your lights are. And anyway, to speed this up, I got a call from the other insurance company, and she started out that it was kind of like, it seemed like an apology call, that it was going to take longer than what my expectations were, at least through talking to my own insurance company. And then she just jumped in after me, that it was partially my fault. I should have seen her. It was daylight, it wasn't nighttime, you know, why didn't I stop? Needless to say, I'm a crier. It totally caught me off guard. And my brother-in-law said next time if she calls, you know, get him on the line. But I was just, you know, I know you need to do right by your customer, but no, you're trying to screw me. So I looked up Texas law, and she's totally at fault. And who do I get a call from again yesterday? Her. And she's wanting a statement. I'm like, now is not a good time. And I had already talked to that woman. I had already talked to the express team or whatever. I'd already reported it to the police. I'd already reported it to my insurance, and it was like, you know, I'm just not going there. But upon getting the rent-a-car, I have realized that I'm afraid to drive. And I had to go over, they towed my car to a wrecking yard, and then it was towed to a collision center, which is gonna be like into next week before they can even break it down to do an estimate. But I had to go get some, I thought of all the paperwork in my car, you know, if it ends up getting totaled and towed away, I didn't want any personal information left in the vehicle. So, and I had to go there and do the walkthrough. And I guess my point is, the key people who have been helpful, the rent-a-car people, my State Farm agent, both local, and the 800 number, and the appraiser, and have been nothing but nice. And the guy at the it was a really nice collision center. It was very impressive. He was talking about his accident that he had when he just arrived in Texas, and it was exactly what had happened to me. I'm like, I know exactly what you're talking about. He's like, I almost had that car paid off. It was a BMW. I had, you know, like one more year on it. And, but, you know, Tinny may live it to drive another day, or she may not. And I kind of feel sad. But then you start thinking, you know, I had parking stickers. There's a whole new process. You know, all these, I like steady Eddie stuff, and this was all out of my comfort zone. So they wanted me to come look at the, sorry, this is just a rambling kind of discourse on what I've been going through, but anyways, they wanted me to come, and I got the car later, and I did not want to be driving over in Carrollton in, you know, near 5 o'clock traffic. And it's like, you know, I'm going to come tomorrow morning because I knew it'd be less traffic. I don't want to drive at night. I'm not doing anything social. I could have gone somewhere last night. There's somewhere I had been invited to tonight I'm not going to. hopefully this will pass. But anyway, so I had to come back for another prescription since I was already out, and I want to limit how much I drive. And I mean, this car is luxurious, it is wonderful, but probably my next trip out is going to be to get my hair cut next week, next Thursday. Anyway, the people that have been helpful, I had a friend that said, why didn't you call me? I would have come gotten you. Do you need groceries? You know, whatever. And my daughters have been helpful, and now I'm looking at new cars if I have to buy one. And because they're, you know, everyone's buying up used cars because there's such a shortage of vehicles, you just don't know what you would get if you got a used vehicle. So if in fact they do total it, I'm looking at, I was thinking about Toyota Corollas. I want something small, low end. My daughter Jennifer swears by Kias, and there was a car in the parking lot that was like a grasshopper green. I know y'all are like rolling your eyes, but it was fun and funky, and it was the Kia Soul. And they don't have that color. I think that was 2019. But they have something called Mars Orange, which I kind of am digging. You know, this will probably, unless something horrible happens, this will probably be my last car. Anyway, I'm just telling everyone, and since the accident I was in a week ago, I've noticed all these cars just in the past week that have been in accidents in the parking lot. I mean, they didn't happen in the parking lot, they are in the parking lot. So something, I don't know, is in the air. Maybe it's just here in Texas or Louisville. But, you know, defensive driving to the best of your abilities is great. What I always say, kindness is always rarely the wrong answer, and I really have been so thankful for the people that have been helpful to me. And then my sweet little Hazel, Morning Glory, and y'all have to look at my Instagram or my Facebook to see her in her cutest little sweater that I bought from Melissa Langer, Pug Notes, and it's kind of forest green with baubles, little raised, it's crocheted, little baubles of turquoise, and then the neck color is like grasshopper green, chartreuse. It is, she looks so adorable, and she probably needs a little hat, so I may have to get her one of those. But last thing, I ran in, got my prescription, and then just thought, okay, what may I need so I don't have to get back out? So I got more Diet Coke, you know that's my go-to thing. And Dallas Cowboys, go Dallas Cowboys. Was that game not fabulous last Sunday? Cooper Rush, and first time NFL pro game. Sunday night football. His family finally got to see him being quarterback because Dak was out, and he pulled it off along with all the gang, all the Cowboys, and it was a team effort, and they were so happy to see him. And like the commentator said, it's probably a life-changing experience for him because he really could put a zip on that ball. He wasn't just hiding behind the front line and handing it off to Zeke and Pollard or whoever. Are they running backs? Cedric Wilson is awesome. He's one of my favorite players. He is just awesome. He did this move where he caught a 73-yard pass. He did this little swivel thing to avoid the other team. And then they do this play where the quarterback gets it to him. I don't know if it's a pass or a handout. And then he ends up, he's been a former quarterback, and he throws the ball. It is like there's just so many superstars on this team that they're doing some really innovative, huge wishbones. I don't know that much about football, guys, but I've been watching them. They explained it with big, beefy guys. It is just really fun to watch. Anyway, this weekend, if you watch the Cowboy game at 12 Sunday, it's honor of Veterans Day, and just a public service announcement. If you're in a state that is daylight savings, I think the clock goes back on Saturday night. So you don't want to be late to the game or early. Probably too early if you set back. But anyway, they're doing red, white, and blue stripe. They haven't done that since 1976 when Roger Staubach did it. I guess it was for Veterans Day. And then they've got a whole line of Veterans Day t-shirts and hats. And I'm sure it's going to a charity. And the Joneses are promoting or having a veterans museum built here in Dallas or Arlington. So that's as much bad press as they get. You know, it's just amazing that they do some good things. So anyhow, reminder, always tell the people when you're hanging up on the phone, if they're family, I love you, because you don't know what may happen. And I know at least one viewer has had tragedy and car accidents. I know our family has, my son-in-law, and your life can just change in a split second. So I am thankful. I am here to talk to you, and I'll take you on the journey on what car I end up with, or does Tinny make a miraculous recovery. And Tina Givens, she did a new workshop, and it's for a winter capsule. This is for sewing, kind of couture, kind of fun, funky clothes. And I got a lot of catching up to do. But if you are interested, it's So Tina Givens is where you could start. If you buy the platinum membership, which you get all the digital patterns free, you also get the workshops free. So that is really the way to go, guys. So leave me a comment, send me a message if you want more info, but just look at her, just Google her. Tina Givens, she does couture, she does fabric lines, she is just, I think she would be the funnest friend to have ever. She's in Michigan, and I think I've told you she's from South Africa and has a lovely accent, and she just has so much style and flair. Anyway, all these notices are going, but it's probably getting near 5 o'clock traffic, and I want to get home and get these groceries in, and I'm sure Hazelnut is just can't wait till I get home. And this lady with 4 hours of sleep, me, I'm sure I'm going to be going to bed early. So have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe. Leave me a comment on what you're watching on TV. You know, what team are you rooting for? You know, hi Cricket, you told me your dad liked the Cowboys. Yay! And he was from Texas. Woo! But who you're rooting for, and how are they doing this year? And how about just, there's always something going on in the NFL. But anyhow, gotta go. My battery's probably gonna die. This car is on. I need to get going. But just want to say peace out.